Okay, if we have this compound, what is the degree of unsaturation? Okay, what is the degree of unsaturation of this compound? Okay, sige, answer in chorus na lang. Kani nga compound na akong gidrawing ha, it has carboxylic acid functional group. Okay, kani yellow. So what is the degree of unsaturation? Giselle. Okay, Giselle. Okay, Cristito. Ampunan. Okay, what is the degree of unsaturation? Gusto ko yung ulan. Okay, sige. Kinsay makatubag. Ano siya, class O? Degree of unsaturation is just the number of bonds present of pi bonds rather. The number of pi bonds present in your molecule. Okay. So, kana. Simple. The number, kung na number, i-count na to. So, saan na to na? Okay, so what's the degree of unsaturation? We have carnelian. Carnelian, what is the degree of unsaturation to this compound, to this molecule?
Ma'am, wala ko'y nakita, ma'am.
Hala. Okay.
White rust.
Sige. This one, ha? Determine the degree of unsaturation. Na si Sarah, nagsige pa sila chat ni Kuan. Kinsa man yung ka-chat. Sige, nag-pop up. Okay, sige, carnelian.
2, ma'am.
Okay, so the degree of unsaturation is 2. We will count how many pi bonds. So, 1, 2. Okay, diba, if we have a double bond, it has 1 pi bond. Okay, pila ka double bonds present? We have 2 double bonds. So, therefore, we have 2 pi bonds. Now, the degree of unsaturation is also 2. You write 2. Okay, what about if we have this one? How many pi bonds present?
2.
Oh, what is the degree of unsaturation? Okay, what is the degree of unsaturation? We also have 2. Okay, this one is an alkyne. An alkyne has 2 pi bonds. 2 pi bonds. Therefore, if we will, if we are asked of degree of unsaturation, then there will also be 2 pi bonds. So degree of unsaturation is 2 also. Now, if we have again, so sumpayan na to na siya class kaniya to kwan. Then we have this one again. What is the degree of unsaturation?
4. Oh, 4.
4.
4, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you. Alright, punan pa siya na to class. Punan pa na to na siya kwan. Ay, sorry. Punan na to siya. Hoy. Okay, what is the degree of unsaturation?
5.
Okay, 5. All right.
5.
Yes, that's it. Okay, ha? Now let's go. So the compounds are derived from the hydrocarbons by replacing one or more hydrogen atoms by other atoms are or groups of atoms are called derivatives of hydrocarbons or families. Okay. Now we have we know that a hydrocarbon is composed of carbon and then we have a hydrogen. Okay. So, but class, if we have one, two, okay. Now this one, we know that naadyo ni siya H3 class, di ba? We know na ano siya H here. Na we know na H, then apo H dire, di ba? Kay C man ni dire, C, na H dire, apo H dire. Okay. Now, if we are going, kumpulihan nato na siya class, kumpulihan nato na siya og, we have COOH, we have an aldehyde, that one, or we have a ketone. So if pulihan natin na siya, then that is what we call derivatives. Derivatives of hydrocarbons. Derivatives from the word, it is derived from our hydrocarbon. Okay. So these, our functional groups, okay, we have groups of atoms that replaces hydrogen atoms from hydrocarbons are called functional groups. So if ang atong mga hydrogen atoms, when we have that one, and then pulihan nato siya og other groups, other families, we have OH, COOH, CO, CHO, Cl, and COCl, COOR. So they are functional groups. So the things that has functional groups are called derivatives of hydrocarbons. So may say pop up. Okay, so we have that one. Functional groups. Okay, we have alkyl halides, amides, amines, ethers. Okay, so that's it for the lecture. Now, then, so dito. Okay, we have test for unsaturation. So there are two tests for determining unsaturation, di ba? Unsaturation is there a presence of pi bonds? Okay, the presence of pi bonds, unsaturation in an organic compound. So we have the first test, which is bromine test. In this test, the orange-red color of bromine, so your solution na bromine, the bromine is orange or red in color. Now, when it is added to a molecule that is unsaturated, so the red or orange-red color will disappear. Okay, so I have here, okay. Mhm. This one mani. Okay, I have here this one. Okay. Now, this is your bromine. Now, this is your bromine. It says that, okay, class ha, you take note because naana sa inyong activity. Mag-answer ba mo ani? Okay. So, okay. Now, adto mo sa inyong answeranan class. Okay, this one. Okay, so this is your kita. All right. So, for the first procedure, okay, we are in our ano na ha, in our laboratory. But when you are in a laboratory class, you always read procedure and then you do. Read and do, read and do. Okay, so you read procedure 1. We have, okay, Joyce and Baldo. Procedure 1.
Take a small amount of organic compound.
Okay, you take a small amount. Okay, you take a small amount of organic compound. So for sure, this small amount of compound is a solute. So it's more like a powder. Okay, a powder, you take a pinch of it. And then procedure 2. Okay, procedure 2, you read Rohelda.
Dissolve up in above 2 mol or lagi siya maklaro, ma'am, ay
2 ml of distilled.
nawala, wala ko nakita.
Nawala si ma'am.
Wala si ma'am o, English si ma'am.
Nawala si
Brown out ang mate.
Ma'am, uy. Hindi makita, ma'am.
Kasi nawalang kuryente ni ma'am.
Oy, wala gaulan.
Kainit sa adlaw ah.
Na diri kay gaulan
Ma'am, dira ko loya, ma'am.
Brown out ang mate.
Brown out
wala si
mate,
ma'am.
ma'am. Pastilan, let lagi ko naabot, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Wala si
Wala
ma'am.
ako nakwala chud ko. Okay. Okay. Na-X na ko. Alright. Now, kita. Sige. So, procedure 2. Efrena.
Dili makita, ma'am.
Oh, I see. Okay ka na daw. Okay, so we have... Okay. Procedure 2. Okay, we procedure 2, dissolve. Go.
Dissolve up in about 2 ml of distilled water in a test tube.
Okay, so we have that one. All right, we have our laboratory class. So gibuhat na nato ang procedure 1. Nagkuha tag organic compound and then we dissolve it with water up to 2 ml. Okay, so that's it. This one up to 2 ml. So this is This is a 10 ml test tube. So we have this one, 2 ml. Okay, so we have class, we have two organic compounds here. We have organic compound A and organic compound B. We dissolve organic compound A with what with water up to 2 ml. So that's why we label it with A. So nana siya sa test tube A. Now we also have organic B, organic compound B. The B here is we also gibuhat nato siya, same thing sa patong pagbuhat sa atong B, sa atong A. So ato siya nagkuha ta gamay and then we dissolve it with water up to 2 ml. Now, after dissolving that one, let's go to procedure 3. Okay, please read procedure 3, Nancy.
Add a few drops of bromine water to it and shake well.
Okay, so the next thing is we are going to add. Okay, so this is your bromine water. Now, let's add drops. Few drops of bromine. So, in letter A sa taklasa, letter A. All right. Then, after that one, we will shake. Okay. So, what is your observation on A?
Di pula, ma'am.
Color, ma'am.
Timpula, ma'am.
Red color.
Dining
Pula.
baro. Ting daghan.
Okay. So, here, in your activity class, duha man din yun, nalimot kong butang. Okay, in your activity, for bromine test, okay, you have here, tungaon ninyo na class ha, we have A, and then we have B. Siya i-edit niya. Okay, so your observation in A, so you put your observation, man, is it a disappearance of red color or appearance of red color? Okay, that's your observation. And then your inference. So what compound is it? Is it saturated or unsaturated? Again, class, here, you go back on reading to our kani. Okay. It says that a bromine test, kung sa tong bromine test, bromine test, okay, please read. In this test, okay, you read anyone.
In this test, the orange-red color of bromine solution disappears when it is added to an unsaturated organic compound or unsaturated hydrocarbon.
All right. So now, okay. So during the addition of your bromine, di ba bromine is red or red to orange color, orange to in color. Now, when you put that in the compound, what is your observation? Is there a disappearance? Na-disappear ba ang color sa bromine or nagpabilin ba siya or nag-red ra ba gihapon? Okay. So, in your observation there, you're right. Disappearance of red or of orange to red color of bromine or no disappearance of orange to red color. Then for your inference, if that's the case, so is it an unsaturated compound or a saturated compound? Okay. Now let's go back. So it is
unsaturated.
okay. So that's it. You answer that one. Inanawan niyo pag-answer ha. Okay. Thank you for the example. Okay, now let's go to letter B. Same thing sa letter B. We do the same procedure, the procedure of taking a small amount of organic compound, then we dissolve it up to 2 ml of the uh, of distilled water in a test tube, and then we add few drops of bromine. Okay, so let's add bromine water. Okay, let's take a look. All right. Then let's shake, shake, shake. Okay, you see that one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you put that in your table. Okay, so that's it for bromine test. Now, ala, sula. Okay. Now, okay. So we have that one. You read this one, class. Okay. So if it is unsaturated compound, example, if we have an alkene, we add with Br2, your bromine, katong ganina, which is orange to red in color. Now that bromine will attack the carbon here. Okay. So your Br will attack the carbon here, and then leaving that one, this double bond here will move here. Okay, so the electrons will now be free. Therefore, the other one bromine will be I will attack again to this carbon. So that's why ang Br isa may mabutang pikas, and then sa pikas po ang isa. That's why we have this one. So the Br, okay, this one, and this is colorless. Okay, if we have an alkyne, so the Br, we have two Br atoms, so two bromine molecule rather, that one, and then so that will attack, and then the double bond will be moved, the electrons here will be pushed, and then it will ano na put sa double sa Br, then the Br again, because there are two daghan kayong bromine, so it will attack again the carbon here, and then the double bond. Okay, so that's it. It will keep on attacking until our alkyne will be ma-occupy tanan sa bromine. That's why we have this one. And this one is colorless. Okay, that is what's happening in your test here. Now we have that one. Okay, so let's go. Okay, you read that one. Now let's go to Bayer's test. Okay, alkaline KMNO4 test. Okay, so we have that one. We have a KMNO4. This one. In this test, pink color of KMNO4 disappears. Okay, it will disappear. So it's pink already when alkaline KMNO4 is added to an unsaturated hydrocarbon. Okay, that one. Then color. Okay, the disappearance of pink color may take place with or without the formation of brown precipitate of MnO4. Okay, so there are also tendencies that we will have a precipitate. When we say precipitate, it is the compounds that will settle at the bottom of your test tube. Kana mga lugdang-lugdang, that is what we call our precipitate. The precipitate there is MnO2. Okay, we have KMnO4. When that reacts with our water, it will form potassium hydroxide. Then we have also manganate. Then we have also water. Now, if we have this one, if it is unsaturated, okay, the water, and then also with our oxygen, together with our OH because it's basic, it's under basic condition, so that will form this one. See, okay, so the double bonds will be replaced with your OH. You see? See the difference, class? In your bromine test, okay, the double bonds was replaced with BR. Okay. And then we have, while in our KMNO4, the double bonds will be replaced with our OH. Okay. So we have that one. Okay, so we have Bayer's test. Again, we have KMNO4. Okay, please read procedure. Okay. All right, can somebody read our procedure? Okay, procedure 1. Marvin.
Take a small amount of organic compound.
Marvin. Okay, so who else? Albert.
Ako, ma'am.
Okay.
Take a small amount of organic compound.
Okay, so we have take already. Sige, we have took already. Now number 2. Okay, please continue reading up to number 3.
Number 2, dissolve up in about 2 ml of distilled ano sabi siya? Water in a
Water.
test tube and
Okay,
few
so
drops
let's
of alkaline solution of KMNO4 to it
KM.
and shake well.
Okay. Okay, now you read that one as potassium permanganate, KMNO4, one more time. Okay, add few drops.
Add few drops of alkaline solution of KMNO4 to it.
Potassium. Okay,
Potassium manganese
permanganate. Okay, potassium permanganate. Okay, so that's it. Now, thank you so much. Okay, so we have again, let's go. Now we have our potassium permanganate. This one is our, no, okay, alkaline. When you say alkaline, it's basic. It's under basic condition. That's why OH to ganina mupuli. Okay, so let's add in our test tube A. So as you can see, class, it's pink in color. Pink ang nasa test kaning ko ano dropper. Okay, now let's put some drops. Okay, 2 drops. All right, now again, wait, what happened? Let's shake, shake, shake. Okay, so that's it. Now, what about test tube B? Take note of your observations. Test tube B. Okay, now shake. All right, you see that one. Kita. Kita, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
now that's it. All right, so that's all for the, that's all for the test for unsaturation. Now let's go to our objective 2, which is, okay, you read objective 2.
Test of alcoholic.
Okay, to identify we have,
So, identify The functional group present is an organic compound through
To what? Through?
test for unsaturation, test for
Humanan
alcoholic.
ni. Okay, humana atong kuan number 1. Okay, let's go to objective 2. Test for alcoholic group. Okay, so that's it. Now we have test for alcoholic group. So alcohols are compounds in which unsa ganito ilahanan na alcohol siya class if it has hydroxyl group or OH is linked to aliphatic carbon, to our alkene or hydrocarbons are in the side chain, of an organic compound. Depending upon the number of hydroxyl group, alcohols are classified as mono. When we have an alcohol, it can be classified as mono. It only contain one OH group. You see this one. This is your ethanol or your ethyl alcohol. Diba? How do you name this compound class? How do you name this compound? We have Cristito. What compound is that?
Kanang naka-red, ma'am.
Yes.
Ethyl alcohol.
Okay. Katong atong nomenclature. Sa nomenclature pag base.
Kay ulan.
Okay, alright. So we have ano, who else? What is the name of that compound? Nomenclature. Parent chain. Okay, we have Joyce Ann. Hello, Joyce Ann.
Monohydric, ma'am. Ano man siya?
What is the name of that compound sa nomenclature nato sa atong lecture class? Unsa may name ana? Give me the parent chain.
Prop, ma'am.
Ha?
Prop?
Prop. Ano na prop?
Bute, ma'am.
18.
This one.
Ay, unsa?
1, 2.
Hydroxyl.
Parent chain.
Bute, ma'am. Bute.
Ano na bute? Pila day ka book 4? Asay 4. Okay, let's count. Kanira class, kanira. Kanira. Oh, F. Parent chain, F. And then, what about our functional group? F. And then, type of chain.
In
In.
18.
Then we have the functional group. All. Okay, all. So it's ano man vowel, so let's delete E. All. So this is your ethanol. Okay, ethanol. Okay ha, class, you study for our exam na ba? Exam Friday. Okay, exam on Friday on nomenclature. Wala labot ni. Okay, so this is your ethanol. Okay, or ethyl alcohol. Now, it says that depending upon the number of hydroxyl group, alcohols are classified as mono if we have only one hydroxyl group, OH group. So, your ethanol is monohydric. Okay, monohydric because it has only one OH. What about your ethylene glycol? your ethylene glycol, okay, it's an alkene. Then during a reaction, so it will form ethylene glycol. Okay, so but that is an ethene. Okay, so again, this one, what about your ethylene glycol? Is it monohydric?
Die.
Dihydric because
Two,
two. We have two OH group. One, two. What about your glycerol?
three OH.
Three, three hydroxyl group. So one, two, three. What? How do you classify this one? It's
Three
Try.
trihydric. Okay. So when I ask you, classify the alcohols according to the number of hydroxyl group. So mono then mo. That one is monohydric, dihydric, trihydric. Okay. All right. Now let's go here. Alcohols are further classified also as primary. When we say primary, we have also secondary, tertiary, according to the OH group is attached, okay, to the carbon atoms. Okay. Now, we have this one. Okay, this OH, we know that in ethanol, we have CH. Okay, we have, no, we have C and C, and then we have OH. We have H, H, H. Okay, this one is your ethanol. Agree? Okay. If this one is your ethanol, now it is it primary or secondary alcohol? Yes, it's primary alcohol because your C1, carbon 1, carbon 2. Okay, 1, 2. Dili ba ta mag-count? Your C1 has only one OH. Oh, your carbon 1, wait. Alcohols are further classified as primary according to the OH group is attached to the primary, secondary, and tertiary carbon of atoms respectively. Okay, so we are going to look here the bonding of our of our substituents, alkyl group rather. Okay, instead here we are going in, if we are asked of dihydric or monohydric, uh we are going to look for the OH, okay, the number of OH. But here, we are going to look for the, okay, we already have, okay, we have this one carbon bonded to an OH. Now, it is primary because it has only one. Okay, it is only bonded to one alkyl group. The other things bonded to this carbon is your hydrogen, your hydroxyl, and then your hydrogen. So because we only have one alkyl group, that is what we call primary. Okay, so this alcohol is primary alcohol. Now we have our secondary. It is called secondary because, why? Because how many alkyl group present in this carbon? This carbon this carbon.
Two.
Okay, two. We have one, we have two. So this is secondary. Okay. Now again, so what about this carbon? One, What about this carbon? Is it secondary or primary? Kanina sa green. What about this alcohol? Is it primary alcohol or secondary?
Primary, ma'am.
Primary, because we only have, okay, one. Okay, we have only one alkyl group. Okay, what about this? Tert butyl. Tert butyl is what? It's primary, secondary, or tertiary?
Tertiary.
Tertiary.
Okay, tertiary. 1, 2, 3. All right. Now, this time, in our laboratory, the alcoholic group can be detected by the following test. Sodium metal test. Alcohols react with active metals like sodium. Okay, so our compound, the thing that we will be used is sodium metal. Okay, is sodium. Then alcohol react with active metals like sodium and liberate hydrogen gas that can be observed in the form of effervescence. Now, if in your uh in your laboratory, if you can see or if you can observe an effervescence, when we say effervescence, class kanang mag-abri tag coke. Okay, abrihan na tong coke kay init kay nig. Oh, once we open that one ay daghang mga there will be an escape of carbon dioxide. That okay, that escape is what we call effervescence. Effervescence kanang murag muna ay mo gawas dayon nga class gases nga hangin, di ba? Inig-abri na to sa coke na, then mugas, nice kaayo inig-abri, iniginom na to ato kay. Na siya effervescence. That is what we call effervescence. Okay. Naka-relate?
Yes, ma'am.
O basin wala pa mo kainom og coke or Sprite.
Wala,
Mismo.
ma'am.
Okay, so when we open that one, inigawas na the gases, the escape of gases, carbon dioxide, that is what we call effervescence in the form. Okay, so let's have that one in our experiment. Okay, so we have, okay. So, all right. Now we have here, we have our sodium. So, it's it is solid. It is in powder. It's not liquid. Okay, so read procedure 1. Test for alcoholic group. Take
Take. Oh.
Place 1 ml of the given liquid in a dry test tube.
Okay, so here in your laboratory, you are given with a liquid. Then you are going to pour 1 ml only to your test tube. Then number 2, you will add okay, anyone na lang. Okay.
Add 1 gram of anhydrous calcium sulfate anhydrous calcium sulfate and shake well to remove water.
Okay, so that one. So after we take 1 ml of our liquid, gibutang na nato siya sa ato ang test tube class. Na natin 1 ml dito, nato siya og 1 gram of anhydrous calcium sulfate. Anhydrous meaning no water. Okay, wala na siya water. So we have calcium sulfate, ugakay na siya. And then, ibutang na mo na siya dito sa test tube. Then, you shake well. After shaking that one, Number 3, you.
Filter the liquid into another clean, dry test tube.
Okay, so that's it. Now, this is your test tube A. Maanin ni siya, na siya kato 1 ml of your liquid, and then with the calcium sulfate, then also we will filter na po dayon class. Let's filter. Okay, filter. Wait, hoy. Wait sa class, wait. Wait a minute. Blue siya. Okay. All right. So, okay. So, it's in procedure 2. Still in procedure 2, add 1 gram of anhydrous calcium sulfate. Okay, so this is our calcium sulfate. Okay, calcium sulfate. And then we will add 1 gram to our test tube A. Okay, after that one, we are going to what?
Shake, ma'am, shake.
Okay, we are going to shake.
Shake it, baby.
All right. Okay. Then after that one, procedure 4, procedure 3, filter the liquid. Okay, let's filter. All right, filter. Okay, gi-filter na nato. Now, okay, so gi-filter na class ha. What do you call this one? Kanang murag imbudo. We call that as
Cylinder.
okay, sige, inig mag-exam ta sa lab. Ato nang ila-ilahon sunod. Okay, we call this one as your filter funnel. Okay, filter funnel. Funnel. Okay, filter funnel. So, we have that one. Then actually, class, na pa na, kakita mo, ani class, mura siya na ay white paper. Yes, that's a paper because you have a funnel and then butangan pa nimo siya og filter paper para ma-filter siya ayo. Okay, so we call this one as your filter paper. Okay, what do you call this one? Kanang red. This one.
Test
Kanang
tube rock, ma'am.
okay, test tube rock. Then, this one. Your containers.
Test tube.
Okay, test strips. All right. So we are done with, okay, so filter na to class. And then after filtering, okay, say sunod. We are going to add a small piece of sodium metal. Add 1 piece. Okay, you read. Procedure 4.
Add a small piece of sodium metal.
Okay. Now, so this is your sodium metal. Okay, let's get. Okay, so what do you call this one? Can you clip? This is your forceps. Okay. So, then we put. Okay. Alright, ha? Na mabilin siya. Okay. siya. Naoy. Ay, wait sa class. Stress ko. Bisa na ako i-share kay mo kung ano yung data. Muhinay. Uy, ako mouse. Hello. Okay. We have that one. Okay, wait sa. Ah. Okay. So, na-classmate sa. Okay, so we have that one. At itong i-filter, balik ko. Next, okay, so we will take sodium metal using our forceps. And then we will put that in our filter paper. The thing nga katong paper gibutang sa tong filter final class mao ni siya. Mao ni siya nga paper, and then we are going to i-tap na to siya sa other filter paper to make it dry. Okay, then we will get the forceps. Okay, so we will put it in our sample. Now, the thing that you are going to observe here is the effervescence. Okay. All right. Now, you put that in your observation and then your inference. Okay, example, you see the effervescence is produced. Okay. Then for your inference, you say it is due to the what? Okay, due to the presence of unsa. Okay. All right. So now let's go to the next activity. Okay, so we have our ester test. Okay, for your ester test, we will take 1 ml of the given liquid. Then we add 1 ml of glacial acetic acid. Then add to 2 to 3 drops of concentrated sulfuric acid. Okay, here. Yes, Kimberly. Okay, so ester test. Now, alcohols react with carboxylic acid. So when we have that one, alcohols, still an alcohol, is what is this? Is this ano, monohydric or dihydric? This alcohol. What is this? Classify this alcohol according to the number of hydroxide group. This is
Mono, ma'am.
mono. And this is ano? Mono. Okay. Also, is it primary or secondary?
Primary.
Okay, so then when that reacts with our carboxylic acid, when it reacts with our carboxylic acid, it will form an ester. Okay. Now, the reaction between your alcohol and carboxylic acid is called esterification. Esterification because it is the formation of an ester functional group. So remember, this is your ester ROOR. Okay, and is catalyzed by such an acid such as concentrated sulfuric acid. Okay, now in your laboratory, it is when we form a fruity smelling compounds. Okay, fruity smelling compounds because the fruits, kanatomo fruits are esters. Okay, if we produce a fruity smell, then it is an ester. Okay, so anyways, what's your next class? Okay, we have this sample. Then we are going to add what? Number 2, glacial acetic acid. Okay, acetic acid. So we will add drops of acetic acid. All right, and then we also add what? Okay, please read. Huy. Panakay ka. Okay, add. Okay,
Add 2
procedure
to 3
3.
drops of concentrated sulfuric acid.
Okay, so let's add concentrated sulfuric acid. So class, in a laboratory, you always wear your gloves, your lab gowns. That is to protect yourself because example, if you are handling this one, concentrated sulfuric acid, acidic, it's very acidic because it's concentrated. When it spills, it will cause skin burns. Skin burns. So mga kuan ka, init kay siya class. I had an experience with this. Napasod jud ko then. But first thing, if spilling occurs, na mga spill, may yabo-yabo, always wash with tap water dayon. Okay, basin ikaw, di lang pud nimo imong tagu-taguan, dili nimo itugan sa imong instructor. So, ano na siya, modako na imong damage. So, you always wash it with tap water and then you tell pud sa imong instructor para okay, basta ikaw, you are in a panic na biya. So, we have that one, sulfuric acid. Okay. And then, next. Okay. So, after adding sulfuric acid, procedure 4 is?
Warm the mixture on a water bath for about 10 minutes.
Okay, now let's go. So, let's put our sample. Okay, in a water bath. Alright, gi-on na nato ha. So this is your stove, and then we have this one. So this is water bath. Okay, after that one, let's okay. Okay, procedure 5.
Pour it into about 20 ml of cold water taken in a beaker and smell.
Okay, so we are going to pour that. Okay, so this one our sample. All right. So when you are in a laboratory, okay. Simhuta din ninyo class. Okay, simhut ha. All right. Now, class in a laboratory only smell, only taste when told so. Because should in a laboratory from safety precaution, you do not smell, you do not taste chemicals because that chemical you don't know that may be harmful to you. Okay, so but this time, okay, now write your inferences to your activity sheet. Okay, so we have that one. What's our next class ninyo class? Okay. Now the next thing is for the test of ceric ammonium. Okay. So ceric ammonium nitrate test, alcohols react with ceric ammonium nitrate to form a red colored alkoxycerium a cerium 4 compound. Okay, so when you form a red color, okay, okay, so that one. Now we have this one. Okay, take 2 ml of the given compound, add 1 gram of anhydrous calcium, filter the liquid. Okay, di man Seric na Seric. Take 1 ml of the given liquid in a clean dry test tube. Then we add few drops of ceric ammonium nitrate and shake it well. Okay, so let's shake. All right, then we are going to shake. Now, okay, take note of your observation. No, it's siya, pink or red color. Okay, so that one. Then, if that's the case, so is there a presence of what? Alcohol? Okay. So that's for ceric ammonium test. Now let's go to our acetyl chloride test. For our acetyl chloride test, we have this one. Okay, please read procedure 1, 2, 3.
Take 2 ml of the given liquid in a clean dry test tube. 2. Add 1 grams of anhydrous calcium sulfate and shake well to remove water. 3. Filter the liquid into another clean dry test tube.
Okay, so again, like our ester test, we are going to add 1 gram of anhydrous calcium sulfate. Okay, so let's pour. Okay, and then we are going to shake. And then after that, we will filter. Okay, now, all right. For the fourth procedure, please read Kimberly Diaz.
Ma'am?
Please read procedure 4.
To the filtrate, add 2 to 3 drops of chloride. 5. Shake the test tube well and bring a glass rod. Dip in ammonium hydroxide solution near the mouth of the test tube.
Okay, so we will to the filtrate. So this one class is your filtrate, your sample. A filtrate is a substance that is produced, okay, produced after filtering. Okay, so inignatay filtrate is if kanang sinala na to, that is what we call our filtrate. Katong nabilin sa ato ang filter paper is what we call residue. So this one is your filtrate, mga sinala na. Okay, then we add what? We will add acetyl chloride. Okay, we will add acetyl chloride. Okay, and then shake the test tube well and bring a glass rod dipped in the ammonium hydroxide solution near the mouth of the test tube. Okay, so let's shake. Then, okay, what we are going to do with the glass rod, bring glass rod dipped in ammonium hydroxide. Okay, so this is your glass rod. Okay. Now we dip it in an ammonium hydroxide. After that one, paduol na to siya dito. Okay. So what have you observed? So there is the presence of what? This one. Okay. Your fumes. White fumes are produced. Okay. Now, if that's the case, so what is your inference? Okay, you write your inference. All right. Now, since okay, we have this one, locus test na lang din class. Okay. We have locus test. This is a test for determining is it primary alcohol or is it secondary alcohol or is it tertiary alcohol? Okay, so this one will be our last test. So we have that one. Okay. So, hapit na tamoman class. Okay. Please read procedure 1, Jasmine.
Number one.
Oh. Take a 1 ml of dry alcohol in a clean dry test tube.
Okay, you take 1 ml of dry alcohol. All right. Okay, so we have this one. Actually, class, we have 3. Okay, we have 3 test tubes. We have test tube A, B, C. Okay, so we put 1 ml of alcohol in each test tube. Now, after that one, we add. Okay, we have, please read, Michelle. Procedure
Add
2.
10 drops of Lucas.
Lucas.
Reagent.
Lucas reagent. Okay, so we will add 8 to 10 drops Lucas reagent. So here it is. Okay, so here is your reagent. Now, in test tube A, okay, take note Okay. Now in Lucas test, okay, we will read. No, why are you Lucas test? Okay, so nalimut ko. All right, so again, class, if the cloudiness, as you can see here in the test tube, okay, if the cloudiness appears immediately when when you put when you put the Lucas reagent, when you observe that a cloudiness that the cloudiness appears immediately, then that alcohol is a tertiary alcohol. There's a presence of tertiary alcohol. Now, if 5 minutes, if the cloudiness appears dugay, okay, if appear siya og dugay, then it has a secondary alcohol. Now, if the cloudiness appears only when we heat the solution, okay, hapit na. When we hit the solution, then that has a presence of primary alcohol. Okay, so as you can see, what have you observed in your, okay, Lucas test. Okay. So again, let's add Lucas reagent. Take note. Okay. Now, if it appears immediately, then it is tertiary alcohol. Now, if dugay-dugay, it's secondary. O dugay pa jud kayo, it's primary. Okay, now, all right, you take note, class, of your observation. In your observation, you put there, napod, inana napod. This is for test tube A, test tube B, then test tube C. Okay. So, after that one, let's go to test tube B. Okay. Shake pa din na to. We shake. Alright. Now, look at the cloudiness. Okay, test tube B. Now. Okay, as you can see, it needs a clock and it takes 5 minutes. Okay, now when we do to letter C, then we shake. It's putting my blue. Okay, so the cloudiness does not appear yet. So because of pa siya ni-appear, let's heat it up. Okay, using our Bunsen burner. All right. Now, as you can see, the cloudiness appears only upon heating our solution. So, letter C has what? Okay, your observation, the cloudiness appears only after heating. And then, the inference will be presence of primary, secondary, or tertiary. Okay, you choose na. Okay, so that's all for this activity. That's all for this experiment. We will finish this experiment next meeting. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. Take note of your observations and your inferences because you will submit me your this one, your activity sheet. So, okay, we only have achieved objective 1 and objective 2. So for objective 3, guess na naman eh. Okay, for objective 3, nato dire. Okay, we will do objective 3 on the next ano na pod. Next session. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you so much for attending our laboratory. So you answer, okay, and I will give you the group. Okay, the groupings. I-send ako sa atong group chat. Then you work with your group na dayon. Okay, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
ma'am.
Ano jud ta?
Bye,
Magaka
ma.
Oh,
magakaon
question.
na yung ko.
Suma, man to si
Nakmaniwang
Umeres.
Marvin.
Question. Basin na mo yung question. Chat na lang mo sa group chat ha. Ma'am, about sa inyong group. Okay.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
ma'am.
God bless.
Please,
Yan,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Gutom.
Salamat ka. Ako'y gutom na at gusto nang kumain.
Gutom na gaya.
Nan,
Uy, nag-record si ma'am.
Nag-record.
Okay, so dami na tayo. Nako na mo.
Gutom na kayo.
Pwede mag-share.
Bye. Bye.